What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video on learning PHP object oriented programming. My name is QDS Dan and you guys watching my channel Crywood. Alright, so in this video we're going to see the visibility scope. So I'm going to put it here. Okay, so visibility scope, and as you can see that some folks are call this one access modifiers. What is visibility scope? So in PHP we have public, private and protected. You guys can say this one is specifying visibility scope because that's how the PHP shows all the variables and shows all the methods. Okay, so first we begin with, because we haven't started methods yet, so first we begin with, we're gonna see this one. We have seen this one before because we use with our variables all the public, and we haven't used the private or protected. For example, you can see this one as a class human. For example, you can go see this one as a class say animals, or you guys can put example of class your program, because your program sometimes you guys want to put some function which is going to be public. Private, we can see this one private very rare, but you're going to see this one protected a lot in PHP. So for example, we can see class humans as we can refer to ourselves, because once we have a children and our children is very young, we can make it very private, our kids, so we don't want anyone to from outside the world to know our to have access to our child. Once the child grows up and becomes a toddler, we can protect the child. We can say that they can tell, we can let the outside world see, but it's still going to be protected. And once our child, for example, reaches, the human child reaches the, for example, 18, our adulthood, we can see that the child can see the world, can face the world, and the child is no longer private or protected. So because our kids going to be grown up, and our kids can see the public. Alright, so that's same works as we can see as like a tree. We can see, for example, we can do class tree. Our tree is going to be, say for example, when it's very young, we can just put the tree, and we can say that's say for example our class is going to be protected or private. For example, say we can give a class for example animal. So we can see class animal. Animal can be any type of animal. Say for example, we can see cat or a kitten. For example, we can say public. Say for example our cat, and what's our cat? Our cat, say for example, we can call our cat Fluffy. Or so now our cat is Fluffy, and our cat is a public. If we can even come with you can create your method, but method is at the moment we need to understand the public, how the public behaves. Okay, so now we can come here and say private. Private, for example, kitten. Our kitten is just born, say for example, just born. Okay, and we can put a protected, and we can see still our kitten, our puppy, for example. We can see puppy, and we can see still too young. Too young, needs protection. Okay, so as we can see here, we have a class animal, and class animal, the first one is a class cat, and that's class cat is a grown-up cat, and we can see very confidently that we can let our cat go outside, and because our cat's Fluffy cat, and we can, he or she can go outside, roam the world, and can see and make friend, whatever they have a associated with. I don't know, the cats can do anything. But the second one is a kitten, and a kitten is private, because we want to keep it private, because the kitten is just born. Keep in mind, this is our kitten just born. We don't want public to see this one. and otherwise the other animals might harm our injured or newborn. Say the second one, in the third instance here, as you guys can see this property, we have a puppy and still too young and needs protection, because we need to protect this puppy, because can't let it go outside. If it go outside, other animals or other people with bad intention might harm our puppy. Okay, so we're gonna come here and we're gonna instantiate, and we say put it outside which one our animals can go outside or which ones can go outside, and we can put a new and we can put an animal. All right, so now we're gonna come and we're gonna say outside, and we can go which of animal can go outside. Say for example our we can do echo, and we can put a nice message here. Say for example, our cat can go outside to the public, and his name is, then we can see outside, and we can try to access this public cat. Say for example we can do cat. Alright, so now we have a nice message. Our cat can go outside to the public, and his name is, that we're gonna output the name. Alright, so now I have a very nice message here. I have instantiated my class. I have a very nice message here, so I'm gonna go here and try to refresh. We can see the access, and you can see that our cat can go outside to the public, and his name is Fluffy. It means that's a public, that's visibility scope, and this is a public. It means we can confidently let our cat go outside, and that's how the PHP works. Keep in mind we have this one for our methods as well, and that's going to be our discussion for the future videos. We're going to see how we're going to apply this one to our methods, but it's going to be the same. Alright, so the second one is going to be the private, and we can come here and say echo our kitten is private and cannot walk. Our private cannot walk because he is, and we're gonna put a concatenation, and we're gonna put a kitten. Say for example we're gonna put outside, and we try to access our kitten. Alright, so what do you think guys happened? Because we have here the first instance, our cat can go outside, but our kitten is a private and cannot walk because he is just born. For example, can we make this message display to the PHP, or PHP is going to be made example, and you're going to see that's what cannot access private property animal kitten at the line 32, because we cannot access it. No one can ever access this property, because our property here is well protected. It's a well private, because this kitten is just born. We cannot let go this one go outside, because why can't go outside? Because it needs a protection, and it needs say for example care. So if I put a BR here. Alright, so now we're gonna go on, if we can't do this one, then we must be able to do the next one. Say for example if we put a BR, and now we're gonna come here in our protected one. Say for example we try to access the protected one, and same here, I'm gonna put a nice display nice message here, and we're gonna come here. Our puppy is protected, and can walk, but we can put a but, what, and then we're gonna say this one is gonna be the puppy. We need to change this one, puppy. All right, as you've seen here, the first visibility is public, the second one is a private, and the third one is a protected. As in our case with our Kate can go outside, in the second one we cannot access this one, and we're going to see that the last one, which is going to be the protected one. We're going to see if we can access the protected one. So what we're going to do here is we're gonna put a because we cannot access this one, we're going to come here, because the PHP reads this one line by line, and as soon as it pops up, this one is going to display this one, but it's not going to display this one. So we're going to see that one now. It says cannot access protected property animal puppy, and it's going to be on the line 35. Okay, so we're going to see the line 35. We try to access this one. Because why? This is because needs our protection, because it's also it's not a public, it's a protected. Keep in mind, is programmers rarely use this one private, because this one behaves the same as this one. So if you needs to this protected ones is in some instances you can use this one, but this one is a no. So make sure you guys use these protected ones. So the protected ones, okay, in some instances you can access that one, but you cannot access this one. This one is strictly private, because if something is just born, you cannot expect something to go outside. But this one is protected because the puppy is still too young, but puppy can walk and can feed, and say for example can play whatever, but it still needs a protection. So when we come here, and we're gonna see we cannot access protected property, you can get it straight away fatal error. Then PHP gives you the fatal error, same as private. If you remove this one, and we can put this one, say for example we can put this one, and you're going to see that one, because PHP reads this one line by line, and the first one, when it bumps up to the private, it says that the private one. The reason you guys don't see this one, because the PHP is stuck now with this one. So you can see this one as we cannot access this one from outside of the class, say for example, and here say our cat can go outside. Now the only instance is that because in our public, that's a visibility. Here our class properties, our variables has this public. It means that's only fluffies can go outside to the public world, and not the kitten and not the puppy. Only the cat can go outside, because the cat is public. So when you put a private, or when you do protected, it means PHP is not going to display this one. And you're going to see, and you already seen here that PHP gives us error. Okay, so as you guys going to see this one, that's going to be the visibility scope, and that's how the PHP visibility scope work. But what about if it's say for example static? Say as you guys see in a lot of programs, and I'm going to put it here, say public, it's going to be static, and say for example dog, for example. Say our dog's going to be, for example, the Rex, for example. How are we going to access that static? That's going to be our discussion for the next video, and I'm going to show you all how we're going to access the static. Say for example, if we have a public and we have a static, because as you guys seen here with the public, we use this this guy here, pseudo variable, this one. But keep in mind with the static, was you guys can use itself, our scope resolution operator. So I don't want to confuse you now. I'm going to remove it, and we're going to see this one in the next video. So see how we're going to access our static. Say for example static, this guy is here, how we're going to use this one. So that's going to be our discussion for the next video. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.